everybody. This is CyberSword. I was one of the primary creators of SFCTF, a CTF that was put on during the beginning of, March of 2023, so just a few days ago here. Now this was put out by Nick, the NJIT Information and Cybersecurity Club. It was meant to be a very beginner CTF, and we've been asked for a few walkthroughs, primarily in OSINT. So what I'm going to do is over the next few videos, and by few I mean for every single challenge that we have, walk through how to solve them. Now all these challenges were by me, a lot of them were by the other executive board members and another contributor as well. So we're just going to walk through how you would solve this, what you could do, different tactics you could take. So first thing that I want to point out is for any CTF, I do get set up in this way. I have the CTF itself up, which is of course Spring Forward CTF. You can see our challenges, you can see that everything's ended. I do keep a notepad on the side. I find this to be the best way for any type of challenge. That way you keep on track. If you're like me, you get distracted easily. This is a good way to stay on point. Also, I have a folder or a directory, SFCTF 2023 solves, where my terminal is currently sitting, and this is normally what I would do. Every CTF is different, so most of them will have some of the same categories, but you can't guarantee everybody's going to have the same thing. And while I created a very simple, copy me type folder, it doesn't work all the time. So we're just going to make different directories here right away. So I'm going to say make dir. This is going to make a bunch of different directories. And if this is basic for you, hey, cool. If it's not, that's why we're doing this. It's because this is meant to be an entry level, so getting people familiar with the Linux commands and things like that, very, very important. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go and create a bunch of directories right away. Now, Mictor does create directories, and you don't have to do it one by one. You can go and create a bunch. So I'm going to say crypto, MIS, forensics, OSINT, stag, and web. I believe these were the categories that we had. So web, OSINT, MIS, forensics, and crypto. Perfect. Now, I am, as you can tell, in that directory already. So all I have to do is type in the ls list command, and it's going to tell me what's in here. If I want to see everything else, I can see, yeah, cool, I've got permissions to do everything. So I'm going to clear out my terminal. Again, I like to keep things neat and tidy, but that is part one. So next step, on the next video, I'm going to show you how we're going to go about solving everything. Last thing in this video is just pulling up the tools that we're going to need. Now these are pretty standard tools. You're going to say Google. No, I'm not signing in. I'm on my Parrot machine. You can also use Kali. I like both. You can use CyberChef. CyberChef is a fantastic tool. And there are some random tools that we'll need to use otherwise, but from a web perspective, that's all that we're going to need. If you want, you can also go and create the directories inside of the directories for each challenge if you want to be extra organized. So we're going to say cd, so change directory, and I'm going to go into crypto, and I'm going to create a directory for each of these. But instead, I'm just going to say, the first. So I'm going to say micdir binary dear Tom, hours behind, s'mores, New Hope. I believe that was it, so we should be good there. And again, we have everything that we need. That way, when we are going in, we can just kind of steamroll through here, not have to worry about where everything is. It'll be nice and organized afterwards if you ever want to go through it. I am going to also just maybe decrease. Now we'll leave it as is. I was going to decrease the opaqueness and make it a little bit more transparent, but we're going to just go into forensics and clear that out. And forensics, we're going to say Mictor, no expectation, say cheese, and warped image. Cool. Then cd so now I'm just going back a directory. I'm switching. I'm not gonna do the whole go multiple times. Less commands is better. So cd /miss will take me back one and then up one to miss, where I can go and create more of these. So we've got welcome travelers. This is just your generic welcome. Not goodbye. That's your generic goodbye. Then old habits. Strings rev. And how expected. And we're jumping timelines, bud. Now, I kind of do hate myself because I did just make all caps in these, so you can see if I want to say how expected, and I try to tab it because tab will autocomplete, it's not going to do it, but if I have to say H, now it will. Try to follow the same pattern, but sometimes you just don't do it. For whatever reason, your brain might be working that way. Now, this is the more controversial category. As you can see, we had quite a few different OSINT challenges. A lot of people, weren't too sure how to do some of these, and we want to just make sure that everyone does. In my opinion, I think, and again, to the future, out of my head, who's there, TikTok, paper, digital, diff, cuando estás tú? We don't what? And the favorite was Hopping by Grace. What I was just saying is, oh no, whoops. I wasn't trying to do that. I was just trying to go into OSINT. So all that typing was for nothing. My bad. But what's great is I can just do that, and then here I'm gonna hit home and just delete all that. What I was saying is OSINT did get some complaints in our CTF, and this is something we were taking into pretty big consideration. Is not everyone's a big fan, and obviously there was a little bit more weight to OSINT. My personal opinion, we did the A because we were crunched for time. It's relatively easy. We know how to do OSINT. It's easier to create these. And also, OSINT is a very powerful technique and skill set to have. If you know how to look up things, you can do really well in anything, not just cybersecurity. A lot of us who end up in cybersecurity didn't start here, and we find that, or at least I find, that the skill set that I had coming into cybersecurity, I'm a current student of cybersecurity, is really benefited by my experience with looking up information, going through OSINT and other careers I've had, digging up all that information. Anyway, so we're gonna go and create those and then stag. And there's another little trick I'm gonna show you in a second on how to, again, streamline this more. There's a ton you could do. I'm just gonna do this for now though. Just if my terminal will resize. There we go. Okay, and bear with me. I feel like I can't type and speak at the same time because like a race condition in my head. Anyway, everybody's so creative. Great Scott. Odd transmission and plain sight. That was another one that definitely tripped people up. Now, we could go and do this cd for the last one, web, and then Mictor, and then kind of we added that semicolon there, so now I could run extra. I don't want this. What I do want to do instead is just say Mictor we're going to go back. I don't even need to leave where I am. I'm going to say web Apache nic98 speak. I'm not going to do that. Speak leet. And what is the last one? Hostile takeover. Ooh, no space. All right. Ah, no wonders. So that didn't work, right? This is why. All right. What we were talking about doing a moment ago was just seeding into web and then just saying Mictor Apache nic98 speak leet and hostile takeover. So sometimes I'll do things that'll work, sometimes I don't. Again, we're all still learning. That's okay. But now if I say ls, I can see I'm currently in web. I can say ls steg, I can see what's here. I can say ls OSINT, see all the challenges we have in there. Kind of just make sure everybody is on the same page. So I think we have all the categories up. Now I'm gonna stop this recording and go on to the next. I'm gonna actually start in OSINT, so I'm going to switch over to OSINT first because that is the most requested category that we had, and then we can kind of go forward from there. I'll be rolling these out over a few days, so bear with me.